Hey guys, Luke from PD here, and today we're going to do a base that PD would actually use in an arranged war. I caught some flack from last war just because I was showing the actual concepts of the base, and people saying it doesn't actually look like a PD base, even though I make probably around 1/3 to half the bases recently for PD. So I don't know where that came from, but you know, you can have your opinion if you want. Maybe it's my alter ego that actually makes my bases, I'm not sure. Okay, so we have a air defense concept here, sort of a slight angle to a box shape, but to separate these air defenses we're going to do a kill zone. The concept of this base is to have many kill zones to, not many kill zones, many dead zones to make pathing very difficult for ground attacks, and since the air defenses are close, you would expect some sort of stoned low bow or Varlo strategy. So to make funneling difficult, we're going to do small dead zones that look like this throughout the base. Now, they don't cost too many walls, and you can use them as a gap between compartments, so you get double value for that. So we're going to start with making, these are quite close, but they're not close enough to quake at the same time. So we're going to make these very difficult to queen charge 2 ADs and get the queen, which I'm going to place around here. By doing that, there's no value in wasting rages trying to burn through this direction or this, or straight to the queen with a jump. That's why we can keep this compartment pretty close with the 2 air defenses. So we're going to do a dead zone between them, and across. Dun, 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 dun. Now we're going to check for the gap, so it can't be queen walked. Alright, now I'm going to make a dead zone from this air defense to this air defense. Right here, we're going to go up a fair way. We won't cut it off yet because we don't know where everything else is going to be yet. Alrighty, now we're on to the next air defense. We'll make a line across. Alright, so I believe, is that what I want? Maybe I might move this down one. Wait. No, it's going to go up. Just checking the symmetrical shape of the base. It does influence pathing. It's pretty advanced, but as you get more experience in your base building, you'll find out what I mean. It's pretty hard to explain. It's preference also, so what I say you might be like, oh, that's stupid. Just ignore it as I continue to build the base. Okay, so we've done a kill zone here, dead zone, dead zone. Now we're going to make a compartment to split these two. Across. Now to split these two, we're going to do another dead zone, so we'll cut this out. Yep, that looks good. I'll extend this. So here, now we've got to check that this can't be queen walked. Here we have the nice gap, and we'll close that off. Beautiful. move it since we don't actually want it there. And if we do, we can put it back later. Another compartment. Check for if it's walkable. No, it's not. So walkable on this side. It's not anymore. There we go. Cut this one off also. Okay, since this is actual walkable right now, we'll create a compartment straight across. Same with here. Cross. And we'll pull it down. Okay, so here, let me see. If the queen comes here, will it be able to shoot that air defense? It's a possibility. Let me think. I think we'll move this whole row down because I don't want a defense touching each other. We'll move the whole row down. It's annoying, but if you grab it in rows like whole rows like that, it's not too bad. Select row. Alright, I think that does it. Now we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not reachable. Alright, that's good. Pull that down. Alright, sweet. Now we'll close this off. Take these away because we've measured that. Now I said since these two air defenses are close, we're going to add in an anti-queen walk measure. Also, this is an area where you can place your defenses. Cut that off. See, the reason I cut this off here is if a queen walk or charge enters in here, traveling along this direction, they have access to 2 ADs if they bring a jump or just start smacking the wall, they'll get 2 ADs. That's not what you want, so that's why I have the gap in the middle. Okay, we'll continue up even more. Enough for about 2 defenses. And in this gap here, you leave in the mind of the attacker that there could be a Tesla sitting in there. We're not going to do that, but just leave that open for the attacker to think about, and it leaves doubt in their mind if they're going to do surgical hogs or a queen walk, something like that. Alright, now we're going to add the CC in somewhere. We're not going to have a central CC. I feel like well, a central CC wouldn't be too bad. I think we'll do that. Yep, that's fine. It's easy to lure, but the central is going to get it on this base. Actually, since it's too easy to lure, we're going to move it towards the queen compartment, and that way you don't get free access to 2 ADs so early from the queen. Cut that off. Now up to the queen compartment, we're going to do a gap, screw up some pathing. Alright, now we're going to start off with creating the size of the compartment. So I'm going to have a cannon here, for example. Going to put the queen in this corner over here. This determines the size of the compartment. I'll have an archer tower. Push it up. Across. Now, put like something like a storage there. Get a little bit of tanking. And we'll cut this off here so there isn't so much access to the queen as easy, as the king could just come straight through here. We'll cut that off slightly. Now, I've noticed in friendly challenges that someone can wall break in here and just to a jump all the way down, and someone can travel all the way through this dead zone. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut this off early throughout the base. I think that uses all my walls up. So now we'll start the fill in the base. We'll go around by doing the arch towers and where the air defense doesn't reach. Forgot to move this down to make room for the defense. Oh crap. Didn't I do? Alright, we'll cut this out. And we'll move this down one more time. Okay, now we've got to make room.
Let's do some shout-outs. Alain Knopf from Germany shouts out to his soulmate and hardstyle buddy Manuel, and Marie-Sophie Bucks from the Netherlands shouts out to Martin from Bulgaria uses my podcast to work out.
Probably just cut one off there.
Girlfriend Denny, and he writes, "She's the meaning of my life."
And one off here.
Martin from the Netherlands shouts out to his homie Jeroen and his wife Nidi, and she just gave birth to their second son.
Alright, that was easy. And now we'll fill that in. Okay, we're good. Push this to the corner. Air defense don't reach there. Now here I think I'm going to have a kill zone with my wizard towers, since this is the only corner that doesn't have air defenses covering it. You could also do a wizard tower here, but I think we'll do the wizard towers in here. Now see, we have a gap, such a 2-tile gap where you can fit something like a bomb, which we're not going to do, or a Tesla farm. You do something like this, and that's pretty hidden. So we'll go scout view. You can't really see that. You can't predict it. Who knows that it's there? You do. Now, that's how we're going to do that Tesla farm. We'll keep that there. We'll probably actually add another Tesla. Maybe we'll do a troll Tesla. We're going to do a troll Tesla with that last Tesla. Maybe waste some time for him. Okay, since we have this Tesla here, we're going to fill in the zone, that area with a Barbarian King. Now, it looks like a lot of DPS, but when the attacker sees this, they're just going to see 2 wizard towers and a king. It can really fry some hogs real quick without them knowing that there's all that deep damage there. Going to add a cannon in. Now we're going to add some traps. Okay, so recently what I've been doing is making Laloon raids really difficult to fresh, by doing very brutal kill zones on one of the corners of the base. That is very unlikely for the kill zone squad to go through. So we're going to start off. Oh, we'll start with a red bomb there. Probably a red bomb on this corner, and we'll do a spring trap there, and some air skellies. Doing a lot of air skellies recently. They're pretty, they're very good for anti-air raids, and since this is anti-Valk, the dead zone compartments, I'm thinking that a good anti-air kill zone would be very valuable. And since you have to be wary how you place the Teslas outside to make it not obvious. What you can do is place it. You can place your trash before you do the actual kill zone, and yeah, that way you can make it look like it's just natural. We'll just put this in front, and you could add something like this next to it. Blend it in somehow. Do a storage. Okay. Now we'll continue on with the base. What do we have left? How many arch towers? We have one. Now I didn't even want that arch tower there, so we've got enough. Air defense reaches out. We'll place one of the arch towers in the center. Keep some DPS in the core. Okay, now we're going to do expos. So a lot of protection here. We want a wall here. So, might just extend this. Well, I don't think that will work. Nope. We're going to need a wall from somewhere. Nope, I'm going to cut this a bit shorter. Actually, I don't think people are ballsy enough to go straight through there. That'll do. Okay, now the expo can't be reached. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, that's good. Can't be reached by the queen. Since it's close to the outside, we're going to do an air expo. And we're going to do an air expo here to make it anti-queen walk. From here, do it down. Or not anti-queen walk, but make it harder and burn through some spells. This is not walkable either, since there's a 5-tile gap. And there's a 5-tile gap here, but 6 tiles used by the walls and defense space. Okay, so start filling things in. We'll go with the wizard towers. We're not going to add any more down here because people will see value and just walk it with a queen walk or something like that. Put some wizard tower there. In compartments such as this, you can see areas of good spring traps. I may keep that cannon there actually. And you can place a spring trap there. It's going to work every time. Fill something in here. Make the path and go straight to the cannon. And you're just going to get spring trap every time by your hog's just going to get flipped. Even if it's a bowler kill squad, possibly sometimes the springs work on it, not very often, but yeah, so how you place springs, you see that 1-tile gap, place it in the middle of the defense you think the hog will run to, and the spring will work. Okay, last wizard tower. Where should we put it? I'm thinking... I think a wizard tower here. Now, since the pathing will go something like here, 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 we're going to place a bomb here. Even if it's running this direction, it'll eventually run over that bomb. We'll place a sweeper in the direction of this air defense. Since there's a fair amount of value with the expo and so on, where would another sweeper be? We'll leave this sweeper exposed, but we'll place it on an angle like this. People aren't going to look at this sweeper and be like, oh, it's directing at the kill zone. Pretty hard to predict if there's like a kill zone there. Since you go through the building process with me, you'll say it's pretty obvious, but that's what yeah, it's not very obvious. If you just look at the base in War Day, you're just like, that's pretty easy hogs through here, but really your hogs will get fried. Okay, so continuing on, see we have two cannons left. Place cannon here, the cannon here. Now we have small gaps left. Do we have any defenses? We have a Tesla, some mortars. We're going to use mortars are a good way to screw up golem funneling, so that's how we're going to use those. Otherwise, we're going to use some storages to fill up these holes. For example, see here we're going to use the spring trap. If you can't find any good spring trap spots, see this compartment here, the air defense is right next to it. Hogs coming in from this angle, jump over to the air defense and get springed off the map. That's another good spot. That's a good spot. Here to here, or here to here is a good spot. And here to here is a good spot. We're going to spread out these spring traps, so we'll do a more of a horizontal than a vertical. Horizontals work better on this shape of base. Depends if you've got a more symmetrical or random sort of base like this one, that spring traps will work differently. Okay, so I'm gonna have a giant bomb here. What the meta is right now, in my opinion, a big kill zone through the middle, which I talked about in my first tutorial, and then I have bombs sort of around the outside to make the hogging process a bit more difficult. So these defenses sort of clump together, coming in with the hogs, jump onto the bomb. Now since we have made a little area for a bomb in here, I think it's reasonable to place one. Comes in for the wizard tower, goes to the cannon, and it will trigger the bomb just or indefinitely. It will definitely trigger. Okay, so what do we have left? We have the mortars, we have the air bombs, and a skeleton trap. This area up here, make another deadly area, put skellies up here, fair amount of DPS, expo, arch tower, cannon. Yep. Now we're back to doing the air mines. See how the queen is close to this air defense? We'll leave that air defense behind, and these dead zones will be very useful. So since these two air defenses here are very close, we can, even if they zap Quake one of the air defences, this air mine will still work. This seeking air mine will still work as well. Comes across here, pulls one. This one's up Quake, comes across here. This one gets pulled. This one gets pulled. Very good in my opinion. And we'll also have one here. If this one's zapped, and the hand comes from this direction, poof, it's picked up. Now, we'll find what to do with this last Tesla. I'm not sure what to do with it yet, but we'll continue on building the base. So we're going to finish off with these two air bombs right now. We're just going to go into areas of where the air defense doesn't pick up, like here or here. Usually do them near the wizard towers, but at the same time, if people know how you build bases, like they may start to figure out when all these videos come up, then you could be mass minioned. It's not very likely in a big war, but some people are pretty ballsy, like my man at Jordan at PD. It's pretty crazy. Alright, so now we're going to start filling in these trash buildings. But that's pretty much how it goes. We're just going to show where I'm going to place this Tesla. Oh, that's right, I said it was going to be a troll. Now, we'll move the base to one of the corners. Makes it harder to queen walk, so find a spot you don't want people to queen walk. Say, I don't want them to queen walk this direction. Right, we'll move this for a bit, and we'll pull it all the way to the corner. It's pretty hard to walk, because the healers get trapped and they can get shot down. It's also a good strategy if you don't want them to walk and you don't really think people are going to do a Laloon or something like that, and you place black mines around here. The healers have nowhere to go, so if you do a queen walk across here, the healers are just going to get picked up if you have black bombs along here, no matter where you put them. Okay. Obviously it can't be that close for this side, but you just have your traps down, not the trash down, and basically just put your bombs one tile away from the corners where there's a gap, like this. I would place the cannon, the mortars, in such fashion, something like this. Yes, it pulls in the golems, but if they don't do it correctly, golems come to this. There is a 7 tile gap difference in the rerouting of golems. Learn that, and it can be very beneficial. And so it's that. So that's in that corner. Tesla up top. You can always put a black mine on that. That wastes a cleanup attack. It can really mess with someone's mind. If the troll Tesla is in town, and they'll waste more loons on it, or forget about it and lose time. So here's the scout view of the base without trash around it. Doesn't look very pretty, does it? Give me a second. Oh, we can't show it with traps looking good. Alright, well, this is what it looks like. Thanks for watching. Hope you look forward to the new videos coming up. Got one about Archer Queen compartments and how you can make different types of Archer Queen compartments by using dead zones. I'm going to also show all the different types of Archer Queen compartments that actually work and the different sizes that they can come in. Thanks for watching. Luke out.